If you're a setter or you're an offer owner and your show-up rate is below 85% and you only had 2 days to triple your show-up rate, these are 19 ways that I would triple my show-up rate within the next 2 days. I broke it down into 4 categories. We have speed and time, psychology framing, trust and proof, and then friction removal. For the first category, we have speed to lead. Speed to lead means anything under 5 minutes, because if you're running ads and people opt in, then you need to call them immediately within the first minute. If you wait anything longer than 5 minutes, your fall-off rate is 30 to 50%. So call them within the first 5 minutes that somebody opts in so that you can actually get them on the phone and be able to book them in. Number 2 is going to be the 72-hour rule. Now, what do I mean by 72-hour rule? Well, if it's Monday and someone can book in for Thursday, what do you think the chances are that they're going to show up? Probably slim to none. If they can book anything more than 72 hours out from the original time that they're booking, then you risk a 60% fall-off rate. On your calendar, no one should be able to book any more than 3 days out. Number 4 is scarcity. If you have scarcity in booking, people respect your time. If you only have 3 slots available for the week, or you tell your prospects that this offer ends in a certain amount of time, they will respect that. And the scarcity builds urgency for them to want to book and then actually show up for the call. And number 5, the 5th thing that you can implement to increase your show up rate is having 15-minute increments on your calendar. So someone could book for 1 p.m., they could book for 1:15 or 1:30 or 1:45. If you're an offer owner or you're a growth op, I really only recommend putting this in if you have a crazy amount of lead volume. If your offer is slower, that obviously means you have issues with marketing, you have issues with funnels, you have issues with many other things. But if you have crazy volume, then implement the 15-minute increment so that more people could book in. Then you can have double booking so that your closer can call people up. If one person's unqualified or one person doesn't respond, then the other person that's filled in for that time slot can take over, and then you have a call that's ready to show up. Number 6, framing the call. It's better to call it a strategy session or a demo or a discovery call rather than a sales call or just a call. People don't like to be sold. If they feel like they're being sold, they'll avoid the call at all costs, because why would they want to spend money when there's no value attached to it? If we label it as a sales call, their brain will go into a defensive mode, which will cause them to not want to show up on the call. So by calling it a strategy call or a discovery call, it will lower the sales resistance, thus allowing for higher show up rate. Number 7 is expectation setting. If your prospect is uncertain about what the call is going to go over, they're not going to show up. You need to set expectations for what's going to actually happen on the sales call. What are you going to go over? What strategies do you potentially have for them? What solutions do you have? What can you even do for them? If the prospect is not clear for what the call is, their brain is naturally going to fill in the gap with fear. Number 8 is IDS message. IDS message stands for identity, desire, social proof. Well, identity, stands for this is for people like you. And then desire is where this could potentially lead the prospect. What goals or outcomes could they get? And then social proof is testimonials, showing them that others have succeeded with your service or with your product. Showing testimonials is the most important thing for your social proof. And this can be done whether you're doing SMS messages or you're calling them, or you have a landing page with a bunch of testimonials underneath after they book so that they can see that and have reason to actually want to jump on the call. Number 9 is application process. People want to chase things that they can't have, and they value things that they need access for, not something that anyone could have access to. So that's why having an application process is the most important thing. An application will filter the time wasters, and it will also increase commitment. If you have a prospect that goes through the entire effort of filling out an application, psychologically, they won't want to waste the effort and not show up to the call. They'll want to show up to the call because they put all of that effort into filling out the application. Number 10 is personalization. It's the most important thing that you can do. If you're doing SMS sequences, generic messages always feel boring because it's not personalized to the prospect, so why would they care? In your SMS sequence, you need to include their name, you need to include certain goals of theirs, and you might even have videos on your YouTube channel that solve specific problems so that you could send it directly to them. That way it's more personalized to them. When I call prospects up and I get a rundown of their situation before the call, and I find out certain pain points that they have, I'll send specific YouTube videos that can handle specific problems so that it's more personalized to them. And they'll appreciate that value. They'll appreciate the personalization because it seems like you care. When you have your dialers call them up to confirm appointments, make sure they're actually addressing their situation and addressing their problems head on rather than just being generic. And if they have a special experience that's personalized to them, then you can imagine why they're gonna show up to the call. Number 11 is branding. If your website looks ugly, your calendar isn't working, or you don't have many testimonials on your page, then you don't look legit. And if it looks sketchy, they're gonna ghost you. Before they trust you, they trust what they see or what they hear. Your website UI needs to be clean. Your website needs to be clean and well put together. Make sure there's no broken links. Make sure that all the testimonials are there so that they could actually watch it. And have testimonials that are similar to specific situations. Then you might have another person that says, I don't have the time, and you just send that video over to them. Number 12, sales assets pre-call. You need to send value before the actual call. So it might be a short case study, or it's a framework, or a Loom breakdown, or a market insight. And this will flip the buyer psychology from what are they gonna sell me? Oh my God, it's a sales call, to now thinking, wow, I don't wanna miss this actually. I feel like I can get a lot of value by showing up to this call. Maybe even a reward for showing up to the call, that they get access to something. Number 14 is a testimonial the day before the call. Proof kills doubt, and a lot of doubt starts to spike in around a day before the call when their friends are chiming in, telling them that's a bad idea and they're gonna get scammed, or fear creeps in, or their emotions override them. Showing a testimonial a day before the call will restabilize their belief. Choose testimonials that match their situation, match their stage, match their identity, or videos that you might have that solve specific problems that they currently have. When I have people triage them before the call to remind them about their upcoming call, I'll have them hype up the videos that they're sending. Hey man, it seems like you were struggling with X, Y, and Z. Do you mind if I send over a video that could potentially help with that? And they'll be like, yes, send that video over. And you'll be like, great, of course, I'll send that over. I highly recommend watching through the whole video because people have been able to solve XYZ problem before even hopping on the call just by watching that video. So I highly recommend watching the full thing. And you're hyping up that video so that they're actually gonna go watch it, they're gonna get nurtured, and they're ready to show up on the call because of that nurture. Number 15 is the handoff. When they're speaking to a setter, there needs to be a clean transition into speaking with the closer. Yeah, I'm gonna have you hop on call with one of my right-hand guys. He's a top coach at X, Y, and Z, and what he's gonna do for you is X, Y, and Z. Give them the breakdown of what's gonna happen on the call, what that guy's gonna do. Why is he qualified to be speaking to the prospect? If you can hype up the next person that they're gonna speak to, you can imagine how much safer they're gonna feel jumping on the call. Even this, if you're a setter and you hype up the closer, and then later on the closer calls them and the closer themselves confirm them for the call, now they've told 2 people that they're ready to show up to the call. So if they're going around telling multiple people that they're ready to show up to the call, that means they have a higher level of commitment to show up to the call. Number 16 is text reminders. These are very, very important. You need multiple touch points and reminders for a higher attendance rate. As soon as they book in, they need immediate confirmation. I highly recommend sending a video where the offer owner breaks down what's gonna happen on the call. Then you have a data before, then you have a 5-hour reminder, and then you have a 30-minute reminder, and then even a 15-minute reminder. You need to be able to refresh their memory, make sure that they're ready to show up to the call. If there is no conversation or touch point between when they book and when they actually booked for, then the attendance rate drops by like 75 to 80%. Number 17, this is very obvious, but call to confirm. This call could be as simple as, hey, are we still good for 3 p.m.? Or it might be, hey man, I saw you booked in for XYZ. Could you give me a rundown of what your situation looks like? And if you didn't qualify in your funnel or you don't have good marketing, then you might have to actually qualify them by asking them right then and there on that call to see if they have money. If they don't have money, move them off the calendar. If they do, let them move forward. And again, on that call, you can send them more resources, more value, more testimonials to get them hyped up for the call. Number 18 is ease of access. You need to stop using Zoom. You should only use Google Meets, because with Zoom, they have to download it, they have to make an account, but with Google Meet, they can just jump right on. They don't have to download anything. And then also, everyone has a Google account. So it's very easy for them to just jump on the call. Make it as accessible and smooth as possible. And the last one, number 19, adding to their calendar immediately. With Google Meet, your prospect can actually add it to their calendar. Google Meet will actually remind them about the call as well. Then whenever your setter or your closer calls them, make sure they tell them, hey, you could actually add this to your calendar. Did you see that in your email? They're like, yeah. Prospect will say, yeah, I do see it in my email. Okay, great. Add it to your calendar so that way you get reminded about it. Now, if you're an offer owner and you're struggling with your marketing, you're struggling with your funnel, your closing, your setting, your prospects don't even show up to the calls, and even when they show up to the calls, they're not even qualified, then my team can work directly with you, where we come in, we growth operate, and we sales manage for your offer. We implement a trained sales team that's personally trained by me every single day, and we implement the exact funnel that gives our clients an 85% show-up rate with qualified prospects. If you're tired of low show-up rates and you want your prospects to be qualified, showing up to the calls ready to buy, then click the first link in the description, book a call with me and my team. If you're trying to get into high-ticket sales, you're a setter or you're a closer, you want to make more money with high-ticket sales, then that first link in the description is also where you can go to be able to work with me one-on-one directly so I can train you up. And I'll see all of you guys on the other side being able to make money with systems like this.